I got it. You're good.
All right, thank you. So I am president this year. My name is John Bowen. I'm a senior civil engineering student, and I'm a structural guy. So I've had 2 internships, one at UW-Milwaukee in Waukesha, and another at ASCE Technologies. And the ASCE one was more mechanical industrial engineering, and the UW-Milwaukee was worked on a project doing water resources and transportation. So I'm a structural guy who has absolutely no experience in structural engineering outside of school. So hopefully with the canoe project and with some other opportunities, I'll be able to get into more structural stuff. And also a fun fact about me, I'm a transfer student. So I came from Parkside. And one of the first things I did, before I got to campus here is I looked at all the opportunities and I saw the ASCE. I looked at it as, something that I'd be able to make friends and get some civil engineering experience before I even got to campus. And that was something that I had done and something that I'm really happy that I did. I'm most excited to finish the concrete canoe, obviously, and compete in the Great Lakes Student Conference at Purdue. And my email is jrbowen@uwm.edu. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to email me whenever. I check it often, and I do a pretty good job at getting back.
So hi, I'm just gonna do this. You can kind of see I'm here. My name is Kate Jankowski. I'm a senior in civil with a transportation municipal emphasis, and I'm also a computer science minor. So I have interned at Wisconsin Department of Transportation for 2 summers. I spent 1 summer in maintenance and then 1 summer in access management. And I'm currently a municipal co-op at R.A. Smith, and I am in the municipal departments. Something I'm really looking forward to this year is I'm going to be focusing more on the mini competition side and kind of some more of our side projects rather than the canoe. So we're going to walk through those later to kind of see what type of interest. And that is my email for anyone who has any interest for mini competitions and wants to get a hold of me.
Hi, my name is Nancy. I'm currently the treasurer. I'm a senior civil engineering student with an emphasis in structural. I'm currently interning with Kenosha County Department of Public Works, specifically in the Highway Division. I'm most excited about the Concrete Canoe, and my email is ndejesus@uwm.edu.
Hi everyone, I'm Riley. I am a senior in civil engineering with a structural emphasis, and I have recently interned at the Wisconsin DOT in Waukesha as well as the city of Hartford, and I'm excited to help with the canoe as well as lead 1 or 2 of the mini competitions with Kate. Oh, and my email's below.
All right, so just a general fact about the ASCE membership. It's a $5 membership. It's to the professional organization. And we asked our members to pay this due each year. And the main thing with this is that the membership will gain you eligibility to the scholarships, which we will discuss on the next slide. So here we have some of the information about the scholarships. I believe we have Aaron here to speak about the scholarships. Aaron, are you here?
Yes, John. My name's Aaron Phelps. I work with Kapoor & Associates. I'm a director for ASCE Wisconsin Southeast Branch. And we're giving out 3 scholarships this year, one each to students from UWM, MSOE, and Marquette. The application form and link is on the screen there at the ascwise.org site, and you can just click on the scholarships tab. So I just want to state the eligibility, need to be pursuing a degree in civil or architectural engineering, be an active member in your student chapter, be at least sophomore status, and at least one semester or 2 quarters away from graduation. Graduate students are not eligible. On the website, there will be a cover page. It'll show up as a PDF. You'll need to fill out some personal information, your address. You will need an advisor's signature to show that you're involved in the student chapter and verify your GPA. You'll need to submit a copy of your university transcript. And then the big submittal is a discussion in a PDF, maximum 1,000 words on your extracurricular activities, community involvement, as well as a statement of your professional objectives. And then finalists may be interviewed by the selection committee. And this would be emailed to Dr. Shawkin at UWM. The email address, if you don't have it, is on the form. Applications are due November 19th this year. That's the Thursday before Thanksgiving. And the scholarship will be an amount of $3,000. Winners will be recognized at the ASCE Wisconsin Southeast Branch meeting in January. So I just want to encourage everyone to apply. It's a great opportunity, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Not seeing any. John does have my contact information as well. I could share that via email. So thank you very much.
John, are you gonna take back control again?
Sorry about that. I was speaking and I thought I was unmuted. So let me figure this out again. These are the type of issues we will have when we are doing stuff virtually, but you know, you live and you learn. Thank you, Aaron. I believe I saw Liam here. I do believe he won the scholarship last semester, so you know, it could be you. Okay, some of the precautions for COVID we're going to implement. So anything that can be done virtually will be held virtually. The webinars definitely going to be moved virtually. Anything that will be done in person will be tried to be done in person. Hand sanitizer, masks will be needed. The USR, which is where we are working on the canoe. You know, just like on campus, we're going to be requiring masks. The Great Lakes Student Conference at Purdue, I am on a mailer right now for that, and it's either an in-person or virtual competition. I will be updating you guys who are interested in the canoe about that. All of that and all of this is going to be subject to change as the pandemic continues and unfolds, and hopefully we are wishing for the best. Okay, so I'm going to get into the canoe. This is obviously our biggest, most in-depth project. It draws the most attention. I believe we have been doing the canoe as an organization at UWM for decades now. So there's lots of moving parts to this project. It's actually kind of a good project to get you introduced into the professional world. So what I mean by that is there's going to be ordering more materials from using student involvement, and there's going to be different teams that are doing different stuff, like, you know, the design of the concrete mix and the whole design, which has already been completed. Then obviously the people that are rowing the canoe. So from start to finish, this is just a very long project, very tedious project, but it's so gratifying when you finally, you know, finish that canoe and put it in the water. So I have pictures of the 2018 concrete Cadillac, which is below, and the Entente Kunupo, which is above. These are actually two canoes that I wasn't here for. I transferred here last year, so we actually didn't make a canoe last year. We're continuing the progress that we made last year into this year. And the name, the kind of beginning conceptual design for the theme is the brew canoe, but that is subject to change. That's kind of just an early idea. So getting into some of the progress that we made last year. Stuff that we got done, we designed the hull. It's similar, if not identical, to Entente Kunupo. We used a CNC machine to cut formwork cross sections. We attach those cross sections. So what I'm talking about is that image that you can see. It is the formwork that the canoe, the concrete for the canoe is put in. And that formwork right there is for the concrete Cadillac. So ours this year is considerably smaller than that. It is a lot more sleek. It's not going to be using as much concrete as it has in years past. And then stuff we need to do in for this year is we need to apply some type of finish to that styrofoam formwork. So whether it be an epoxy, whether it be a heated rubber, I believe it's a rubber. We're looking at different options to put some type of finish on that styrofoam, because concrete can't just go straight into that styrofoam formwork. A team is going to design the concrete mix. So some important things there. You know, the performance of the canoe is almost directly influenced by the concrete. If you have a concrete that's standard gravity is above 1, it's just not going to float. It's going to put it into water, it's going to sink. So that's a huge aspect of the project. And anybody who's interested in material science or anything to do with concrete, that's a huge thing. You know, we're going to use information that we learned and experienced from years prior and develop a really good concrete mix. Obviously, we're going to pour the concrete. We're going to add the tensile reinforcement. So whether that be Kevlar or any other material, you know, we are currently researching different materials that will be added. We're going to test concrete samples. So if any of you have taken strength of materials, kind of the you know, basic concrete sampling that you guys do. Going to paint and finish the canoe, and then obviously we are going to compete. And then miscellaneous stuff that needs to be done but isn't directly correlated with the project is we need to get access to the USR. So the USR is the Student Research Building. It is located in Shorewood, I believe, or Glendale. I'm not sure where it is, where the address is, but we need to fill out, well, we already did. We need to get approved to access this space because of COVID. We need to order the materials, so that's its own little thing. You got to work really closely with student involvement, and you know, ordering materials has been kind of a limiting factor in years prior. We need to design stands and a theme for the canoe. So we've made some progress in that already, but we need to finish that. There's a technical paper that is also involved in this project, so that will need to be done. We need to calculate different kind of you know, shear and moment for the canoe, and we need to develop a canoe rack. So in the USR, we have a few canoes sitting there, and Dr. Soblev wants to kind of free up some space and also display these canoes. So we are, as structural people, are going to hopefully design a rack that holds these massive canoes and frees up some space. And here is some information from the technical paper. So here, I believe it's all from the concrete Cadillac, yes. And so here we have a drawing. We have calculations. So we have, I believe that's the moment under 3 different conditions: a co-ed race, 2 male rowers, and on the stands. And what is this? Oh, we have the concrete properties. So we make it look really professional each year, and a lot of work goes into it. That's what this slide is trying to show. And then here's the schedule. So a very tedious schedule. We are somewhere in the beginning of this right now. You can kind of see, it looks like first week of October for them. A lot of tasks were being started. That's where we are right now. Some stuff is already completed, some stuff we haven't even started. So this just kind of shows, it's a graphic to show what kind of work or how much work is going to be put into this project. And then Kate, do you want to go over the mini competitions?
Yeah, so some of the mini competitions that are options for this year and things that we're kind of looking at for the competition are as follows. Just so for some background information, the mini competitions are optional for the organization to participate in, but they're really great opportunities to get involved in things that maybe if you're not structural, or maybe if like concrete canoe just doesn't really interest you as much, these really hit a lot of the other emphases. So the first one is called Sustainable Solutions. And this is actually designing a COVID-friendly sustainable park design. So the purpose of this is to create a park that educates the users on sustainability while also being COVID-friendly. So it's kind of playing with the theme of 2020, and it's like, how can we actually alter a park to have different things for people to use at a distance from each other. The second one that we could participate in is the surveying competition. And what this is, it's actually a team of 4. They do specify that it is 2 men and 2 women that participate in this. And it's actually like using surveying techniques competitively. And you're going to be judged on like how well you do it, your knowledge of it. Some things that you could do would be like pacing and like using some just like general survey equipment. Something new for this year is the Construction Institute competition. So this is like if you were working for a company and you bid out some plans and you basically sent your plans to a municipality and they were like, yes, we're going to take your design, let's do it. You're actually presenting the construction plan for that. So this is the first time that this competition has been run in our conference. So it's kind of exploratory in what they can do, and it is the first year. So they say that a lot of times in the handout, but it's the first year that they're doing it. So it's kind of like being able to kind of see how that works. But I guess some other conferences have done it, but that one's a lot of like construction based. There's concrete cornhole, which is just fun. It's literally creating a concrete like bags set. The boards are actually made out of concrete. And so it's just competing then between other schools. And then there's an optional technical paper that we can submit. There's like a general theme, but essentially you can take it in any way you really want and then actually submit a technical paper on a specific topic. So we can do none of those. We can do all of those. And I think that's the big thing. I'm really looking to get some like interest and some people kind of looking into these, because we can kind of get moving and get these working months in advance, even if the conference is online, they're still going to be having these competitions against other schools.
All right, thanks, Kate. Yeah, those mini competitions are great for people who just don't fit in with the canoe, and there's a lot of different opportunities those bring. So I kind of mentioned this earlier, but the Learn Deep Milwaukee opportunities. So this is kind of new. They just kind of explained these to us, but I'll kind of, Kate, if I say any of these wrong, let me know, but I'll kind of explain these how I remember. So there's kind of a mentorship program with the MPS. You're working with 4 different Milwaukee public schools, and you're going to, if interested, attend monthly meetings virtually. And basically, it's just assisting with the student project leaders for storm drain projects. So to my understanding, they're using some sort of software technology or hardware to measure buildup in storm drains, and they are 6th and 7th graders in MPS. And our contact from Learn Deep MKAE basically outlined that these kids, they listen to their teachers, they like learning, but they also really, really, really like when engineers or student engineers come in and tell them they're doing a great job and tell them, how they can improve and, just kind of inspire them. So it's more of a volunteering opportunity. It's more kind of giving back to the community, and I think it's a really good opportunity. Secondly, kind of a bigger project, kind of more of a question mark with this one, because we're not sure if we're going to take this one on, but a design project for the county zoo. So anybody that's ever been to the county zoo knows about the train, and there's a retaining wall right on the train. I'm not sure if it's on both sides, but on Google Earth, I can only see one side. But if you look at that bottom photo, kind of that cluster of trees right to the left of it, there's a wooden retaining wall that is just beaten up. Was either designed poorly or just has been there a long time. And so before the train opens back up in the spring, they would like a team of engineers, or maybe even a single engineer from our chapter, to design a retaining wall for them. So it's either improving the existing retaining wall or it's just scrapping it completely. And we have some information like a survey and street view images that's going to be used to assist in that design. And it would mean a lot to the zoo to get that done. If anybody's interested in this project, please let me know. It's a huge opportunity, but if we don't have the interest for this, I will have to pass up on it. So
just a quick to that one before we move on. The mentorship, it's a little bit more specific. The student actually, they have sensors that they can actually use, and they're trying to monitor how much leaves and other things are actually going into that. So it has a lot to do with sensors. They actually have the grants for them, so they have them. It's kind of just to have a student be there and be an option. Not all the teachers are engineering, some are, but some aren't. It's essentially just to have like another face for them to be able to talk to, and then to attend the end of the competition, like presentation of the projects. So I think we could have like 1 or 2 people, but I think we could also have like 6 people on that, because you could pair up and each take a school.
all right, thanks, Kate. Yeah, if anybody's hearing feedback, that's my mic. I have to mute my mic anytime anybody speaks, so it takes me a while to do that, and it's going to take me a while to figure that out. So we have some positions available for this year. These are kind of more functional roles within the organization. So we have a concrete canoe team captain member. So you would be working very closely with me on the canoe. So the members are going to assist with various aspects of the canoe project. So So if anything interested you when I was talking about the canoe project, this is something for you. And anybody that's going to work on the canoe is your team member by default, by definition. And then Kate is going to get some people to help with the mini competitions. So if there is one of those that really piqued your interest, just let Kate know. Start posting that Teams. We have separate channels set up for the canoe, the mini competitions, the webinar series, where we're going to basically keep everybody in the loop for everything that's going on in those respective channels. And also, what's really good with Teams is that it's really good with file storage. So if you're working on the canoe and you need, let's say you're trying to figure out last year's concrete mix, or you're trying to design this year's concrete mix, and you're like, hey, I'm getting a little stuck. Well, we have 2 years of concrete mixes and all the spreadsheets that will assist you, and all you have to do is go to Teams and look under files. So yeah, this year organization is key. It's key in any project. So along those lines, the concrete mix design team members is also going to be a position. So yes, like I just said, you're going to use information gained from past years, designed to create some type of optimal mix. We're also looking for people to become purchasing or commodity managers. So these people are going to coordinate with student involvement. So just a little background. The other 3 officers have been involved with student organizations before. I have not, so I don't really know what goes on as far as student involvement. I've taken training courses, but I don't have the experience. So if any of you are familiar with how this works, how it works to purchase stuff, this might be a role for you. And then we have, the theme coordinators. If you have a really good idea, advance with the brew canoe, advance with the brew canoe, don't advance with the brew canoe. We just want something that looks. And also someone to run the social media accounts. I'm doing that right now, and let me just say I don't really know what I'm doing. So, and all positions don't really require an unreasonable amount of time. So, we're going to work with you. We're all students. We're all engineering students. This isn't something that's going to be a primary responsibility. And I sent out a form in the Teams, and I think in the general email too, and I see that people have already responded to it. So I appreciate anybody that responded, and we will start assigning people to roles very soon. So the webinar series, this functions similar to previous years, but it's going to be online this year. We're going to host a variety of different experts. We're trying to get one for each. And first webinar is going to be on October 26th at the same time as today, so mark your calendars. It's going to be the Structural Engineering Association of Illinois. So it's a structural-based one, so if you're a structural person, it's probably important to attend. And I'm always open to suggestions for, really anything, but specifically here, industries and speakers and, other networking opportunities. Just email me, let me know on Teams. And then methods of communication. So like I had said earlier, Teams is going to be number one. We're trying to kind of move away from emails because I know that emails get lost easily. I want to say there's like 100 people in that email group, and if someone's not interested in what we're doing this year, I don't want to bombard them with emails. And we're planning on doing a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking that Teams will be the number one goal, and should be. That form that we sent out a few weeks back, it seemed like there was some interest on Teams. You guys are probably using Teams for class too. So we're going to assume that everybody knows how to use Teams. But if you don't, again, just let me know. We have our social media accounts. So this year we made a LinkedIn. I kind of improved the Instagram a little bit, posted some stuff, and then the Facebook. And then also, like I had said, the positions, there is a position for the social medias. One of the biggest things, because we're moving online indefinitely, until further notice, we are looking to someone, or we're looking for someone to design a website. So this has already kind of been in progress, but if anybody is really good at marketing or social media, please apply for that position, because as more and more people migrate to online, we should continue to grow our presence, and then that way we will get more members and get more done. Okay, so the YMG Mentor Program. So this is going to connect students with local professionals or local professional ASCE members. It's a great opportunity to ask any questions. Josh, he's here. He was my mentor last year. I had an important internship interview, and I just texted him. I want to say he met me in like the next hour, and he's like, "Okay, let's answer some questions. Let's prep for it." And then we talked about the Bucks a lot. So you use your mentor for professional or personal stuff, and they're really just here to help you succeed. Does anybody want to say anything about the mentor program?
John, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Probably we're looking on to have ways to start the mentorship program virtually this year, possibly through Zoom webinar, where we can get everybody together at once and then break them up into like you and your mentor. So we're working through that, and we should have applications for mentees out here hopefully by before the end of October. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We're working through that, and then hopefully before Thanksgiving we'll get you guys paired up with a mentor, and we can go on our way and meeting with your mentor, asking them all sorts of questions. But this would be the third year that we've done this, so I think it's a great program. I've been doing it from the start, and I think it's a great way to get students involved with some professional engineers. So I see Liam had his hand up. I know Liam Brody. He's been in the mentorship program the last couple of years with his mentor, Jake Brunheeler. So I don't know if he had something to add as well.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Well, so what I found was really nice about the mentorship program was you're paired with somebody that, I mean, as you apply, it's concentration, it's interest. So my mentor, Jake, who was picked, was really the perfect match. I mean, we usually meet like once every couple months, or did there for a span of time, prior to COVID. And he's been really helpful in helping, talk about career paths, what I'd like to do, things that could help strengthen the resume, and really help show me how to put my best foot forward. So I have nothing but good things to say, and they definitely help somebody in line to be doing. So Jake is stormwater. I am also pursuing a career in the water field. So I know that it's looking around. It looks like it's pretty structural heavy right now. However, the mentorship program, you'll get paired with somebody along the lines of what you want to be doing. So thank you.
All right, thanks, Liam. Yeah, sorry I couldn't see your hand up. I have to figure out how to work Teams. But I didn't really mention this earlier, but the most important thing with ASCE is that it's not something that was created by UW. It spans the whole country, the whole nation. It's a professional organization. So that being said, if you put on your resume that you were a member of the ASCE, when you go to get a job, when you've graduated, more and more professionals, if not every professional, is going to recognize that and is going to, consider you maybe for a job before others. So I think that is the end. Does anybody have any more questions or any questions?
So less of a question, but more of a comment is on the concrete canoe, on the mini competitions. Is there an opportunity that individuals can help beef up their resume as well? I know one thing that I was really looking for was leadership opportunities. That's where the student chapter of ASCE really helped out, and you can really add a lot to your resume, as well as I've gone into interviews before where it's
I think we lost you, Liam. Does anybody hear Liam?
Me a little better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's one of the beautiful things about these competitions that ASCE has as the student chapter. So the concrete canoe, the mini competitions is they're things that you can do to help strengthen your resume while still being relatively low time commitment compared to like an internship that can really give you a step forward. I know I've had at least 2 interviews where I was interviewed by somebody who actually did the concrete canoe competition before. So that instantly gives you a common ground to help build some rapport as you're interviewing. I found that extremely helpful, as well as I'd encourage anyone, regardless of age or standing, to at least try or be willing to take that step for a leadership position, help show initiative as well as that leadership potential. I can attest to it was Aaron Schmidt, who was a past president. He started out as a freshman as a concrete canoe captain and built from there. So it's not something that you have to be high up in your class standing. It can help on the technical aspect. However, as a leadership role, you can also take a more administrative approach and then rely on the resources around you to help strengthen the project.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Liam. You know, Luke Royal, Aaron Schmidt, and Liam, these are all ASCE success stories. So, I mean, Luke had told me that in a market like this, he thinks that ASCE is really the thing that got him that job. So, you know, if this is a little thing that you can do to add a competitive edge to your resume, and, you know, not saying this is all about the resume, but that's a huge part of why you're going to school. I mean, if not the only reason you're going to school is to get a job afterwards. So why not join the ASCE? Why not get involved, and why not just put a few hours each week into, you know, doing a project or assisting with the mentor program or, you know, volunteering or whatever. Whatever you guys want to do, we will likely have something to offer you. And I think that, you know, the ASCE is really, it just, you know, there's a lot of opportunities involved, and it's a well-recognized organization. So if there's anything that any of my officers would like to add, I don't know. I think we can conclude this. I want to add actually that, you know, again, if you guys have any questions, if you guys want to join the teams, I do believe we have a Teams link sent out on the email. If you aren't part of that email chain, just let me know and I will add you. Other than that, have a good night, guys. Thank you for coming.